Hello, Grace Church family. Pastor Tim here along with Pastor Jack, and we've got some exciting news for you. But before we tell you the exciting news, I want to just mention a couple of answered prayers. A few years ago when Susan and I came to Grace and we began to pray with you, congregation, and the leaders in particular about the future of the church, we prayed very specifically and continue to pray very specifically about growth for Grace Church in a few areas. We really wanted to grow with children, youth, and young families. And we wanted to have a larger youth group. We wanted that part, our teens to grow, the students to grow, as well as all of the things that happen on a Sunday morning on the Grace Kids wing of the building. And it's easy to just press past and share with you the exciting news without saying, first of all, that God has answered those prayers. He's continuing to answer those prayers. We are still praying for more growth, but there are many, many more children in Grace Kids than there were a few years ago. Youth group is more than doubled in that time. And obviously we're not this enormous, huge church, but God answered our prayers and we're seeing Him move. And so that's exciting. And it's because of the answered prayers that we have some exciting announcements for you about the future of Grace Kids in 417. So I'm going to let Pastor Jack talk about that.
Well, I'm super excited to share this with you. We are going to be renovating the Grace Kids area here in the next couple of weeks. It's going to take a little to get that done, but what we're going to do is expand the building down here by knocking out some of these walls and making a huge next-gen sanctuary. This will allow us to grow our Grace Kids church service, which we do right now currently during the second service, but it will allow us to expand so that we can do it in both services.
Yeah.
It will also allow us to grow our younger kids classrooms because it will free up several classrooms that we can now be able to take care of and love more kids, more specifically in their age range, rather than having a class with kids from age 2 to 5. Now we'll have a walkers and twos class, a 3 and 4, 5-year-old, but it allows us to grow that way. So in the next couple of weeks here, about right where I'm standing, we're gonna be ripping out these walls, making a long room, kind of an L-shaped room. It's gonna be just a lot of work going into that. We'll put a door pretty much right here where we're standing. And it's just gonna open a lot of things up and again, allow a lot of space for growth. We're gonna need your prayers, Grace family, as we get this started. It's exciting to be able to do that. We're gonna need you to give. We're asking humbly for you to consider how you can invest into this ministry. We're also looking for people to actually help with the job. And we'll need some skilled laborers, but if you're handy, with a sledgehammer, we're gonna need you too to knock out some walls. But if there's anything that you can do to help us, we will gladly accept it and take it. It's gonna be an awesome time working together, seeing what God is doing in Grace Kids, and it's gonna be awesome to see what the end result is gonna be.
Right. Presently, our Grace Kids Church meets in the youth room, and we can have as many as 16, 17, 18 kids in Grace Kids Church, plus the adults. That makes that space very tight. When this renovation happens, I'm gonna guess it's gonna be 3 times that size.
Yes.
The space will be so much larger and it will allow for us to continue to grow, reaching young families, teenagers, and kids. So we want you to be a part of it. I appreciate what Pastor Jack said. We're not ashamed of asking. We would love for you to help in all ways, praying and helping physically, but then also in giving. How much is it gonna cost? Well, we're doing most of this work ourselves, so we don't have a quote to go off of. But we're probably looking around $20,000 total because this is redoing the floors, redoing ceilings, paint, the set of glass doors that are going to be here where we're standing. It's going to require chairs and probably upgrades to video and sound. But if you would like to be a part of that, just mark your envelope, building fund. As a matter of fact, I want to take this moment really quickly and just say this. We have some other renovations planned. We're talking actively as a council and getting other insiders to give us insights into what we can do, but we're thinking about adding onto the back of the building eventually where the kitchen is to put in a new bank of a set of bathrooms, a suite of bathrooms, and a new kitchen so that we can open up our foyer to have a larger space for people to congregate, a new kitchen and a new set of bathrooms with more seats, more opportunities for people to go to the restroom at one time. So there's a lot of this stuff coming, and I'm only mentioning that. We're not doing that right now, but I'm mentioning it because I want you to know that whenever you give to the building fund, it will go to whatever the project is that we're starting with now, but anything extra or left over will go towards the next thing that we're gonna be looking at in the next part of 2024. So our goal, I'm saying this in faith, is to be in this new Grace Kids space by Christmas time. So looking at 3 months, 3.5 months, something like that, to be in this space. So start praying now. We'll have a way for you to sign up probably on the app, the website, so you can sign up, say, I want to help. If you have specific skills, that would be great. But then also you can begin to give, and we'll put those resources in place and working so that our Grace Kids and our 417 youth have a place to grow into. So Pastor Jack, anything else?
Guys, I'm incredibly excited. I thank you, Tim and I both, thank you from the bottom of our hearts for the way that you love our Next Gen ministry. You love our Grace Kids well, you love our students well, and they know that and they receive that. So this is just another opportunity for you to invest in the Grace Kids now, in the next generation now, to again, make it the now generation, not just the next generation.
Amen. It's great. Thanks so much. We look forward to giving you updates along the way. God bless.